Let me fucking scoot back a little so I don't punch the microphone.
Hey, come listen to our podcast, yeah. Please listen, it's a hitch. If you don't listen to our podcast, yeah, then you are a bitch.
Maybe that one.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
I ain't gonna tell the password. But I'm just saying,
say
I'm trying to remember like the year. I'm like, what the fuck is it? So I'm like, 20.
Turn it off. It's on channel 3.
So yeah, we've been at this over 5 years, everyone.
It's been a long run. We're in the future now. You could say we're in the RoboCop future.
Cody,
you know,
real quick, what about RoboCop?
That's the movie we're doing.
What?
I said that's the movie we're doing.
No, it isn't.
Oh yeah, you're right. I forgot. This is
you guys said we were doing Halloween 4.
Yeah. Whoops.
Hold on.
About that.
Hold on a second. Hold on 1 second. Oh no. That's a thread with Alex. God damn.
What?
But you know what? Just give me my fucking phone call.
Spit. Do you spit on the paper?
Yeah. God, he's so fucking good in this movie. I swear to God, Red from That 70s Show is the best part of this fucking movie. Just everything about it.
Yeah, he really owns it in this, doesn't he? Has he ever played a villain before this?
I would argue that Red probably is a villain in That 70s Show.
in a way, I guess so, huh?
This is after that. This is before That 70s Show, though.
Yeah.
I know. Are you sure Cody is a show in the 70s? Okay, dumbass. Maybe this is where Red ends up, you know, and then that 90s show is just a alternate retelling of his life.
That 90s show. Yeah, that is a fucking show. I didn't know that was real.
Yeah, that 90s show is actually pretty good. They canceled it, though, because Netflix hates things that are good. But they'll put stupid shit like Big Mouth or whatever the fuck that show is on for 20 seasons.
Big Mouth. Yeah, that looks like ass. My mom used to like it. She used to be like, "Have you ever seen this? It's so funny." I was like, "No, Mom, I haven't."
It's so funny.
I was like, "No, I sure haven't."
Oh man, this is Kurtwood Smith. He is fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
in this movie.
Yeah, he really rocks it. He's not the
Look
only
at my
dad.
face, Dick.
He
was trying to kill me.
Who plays a dad in on other stuff? There's the dad from Twin Peaks is in this. He's another gang member. He's Laura Palmer's dad in Twin Peaks.
What guy is it?
He's the guy with like he's kind of got like a pompadour kind of looking thing going on. I can't remember the character's name. The actor's name's Ray Wise.
Oh yeah, that guy. That dude's he plays in Swamp Thing too.
Oh really?
Swamp Thing.
Yeah. Swamp, you are amazing.
Master.
Yeah, he plays in Swamp Thing. He's a good actor too.
Yeah, he is really good.
He's also in Jeepers Creepers 2. His son gets abducted by the creeper.
The Jeepers Creepers.
Where'd you get those peepers?
You know, it's really fucking shitty. I mean, I get, like, that fucking director is a shitbag, and he shouldn't have, you know, had what he had with that franchise. But it sucks they felt the need to, like, reboot it, because they were going to bring Ray Wise back and the chick from the first movie and have, like, this, like, ultimate, like, battle with the creeper for the fourth movie. And we never got to that point. And like I say,
you said his son, is he like the farmer or whatever?
He's the farmer,
like,
yeah.
Okay, all right, yeah, I know what you're talking about now. Because I was trying to think. I was like, primarily that movie takes place. It's just the school bus on the road or whatever.
Yeah, that's what I remember one.
But yeah, in the beginning or whatever. Yeah, I think it's the beginning because he's like Jeepers Creepers, the monster or whatever is strapped up in the barn.
He said, "Holy shit, Jeepers Creepers!"
Right, or is that at the end that he's in the barn on the wall?
I don't remember. It's been forever since I've watched.
He's at the end. Like
Okay,
you go in there, they're paying money for
right. Yeah, and he's all
it's like a tour
strung
of it.
up.
And that dude's
and-
like sitting in he's sitting in the chair with the shotgun. He's like, "What are you waiting for?" It's like, it's been about 30 years or however many years it's supposed to be. I can't remember.
Yeah, the beginning he's like out in the field, like as a scarecrow or whatever, right?
Yeah, that's where he abducts his kid. Yeah, he's posing as a
okay.
scarecrow. And the third Jeepers Creepers is like taking place between 1 and 2.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen the third one.
It's not that bad. I enjoyed it because they did have the original guy as the creeper, and they had the van. So you see the van get kind of like abandoned, but he has a cool death trap in the van.
It's weird. It's interesting for me personally. I don't like the first one that much. I don't like the whole like him driving around in a van and all that shit. It's just so odd.
Wait, Jeepers Creepers, he drives around in a van in the first one?
In the first one.
That's
you
fucking
see
hilarious.
Well, he doesn't. It's not the whole fucking movie. It's the whole thing.
Can he fly?
Like, yes, he can fly.
Why does
He
he
can
need
do
to
everything.
drive?
He sees a van because he's like taking dead bodies and hiding them in this church, which is kind of like his hideout. And then they're kind of like going off of. I don't necessarily know if it was based off like directly. It's kind of like the Duel thing where the truck is chasing you. So for a little while, he's chasing them, and then it turns into like the full blown horror flick because he doesn't need the van. He's just flying around and doing all this shit. And then the third movie, which takes place between 1 and 2. The van is still there, and he's still using it, and it has a cool-ass death trap, because you have, like, 2 or 3 people that are trying to get into the van, and then something happens. But, yeah. So, I mean, I think the first one's good. I really liked it. The second one, other than Ray Weiss, that shit, and then when he gets his head either shot off or cut off, he somehow devours the head of somebody else, and it comes back up his stomach and crumbs out like where he ripped his head off, and it turns into this. It's really fucking. It's a cool visual. But I can't remember how that fucking kill went all the way. Yeah, so we're talking about Jeepers Creepers at RoboCop.
Hell yeah, right. What a good movie. I like how we have watched. So the movie we're doing for the audience's sake is, and they probably already know since they clicked on the title of this podcast, is of course Jeepers Creepers 2. Which is probably one of the best movies ever made, I would say.
I mean, it is one of the movies of all time.
It's up there.
Along with Craven the Hunter.
But no, we're doing so this is RoboCop, the 1987 sci-fi action movie directed by Paul Verhoeven, written by our good friends Edward Neumeier, Michael Miner, and starring Peter Weller, who I don't think I've ever seen Peter Weller in anything besides RoboCop, just off the top of my head.
Mortal Kombat 11.
He come back as Mortal Kombat 11.
Because he's RoboCop.
he did do other things, but it's funny, he left, I don't know, because RoboCop 3 is not great by like any stretch of imagination.
Yeah, and he's not in that one, right?
Yeah, they have somebody else doing it. I think he left either because my grandma told me that he was afraid of being typecasted, like Christopher Reeve was a Superman. It's always the example everyone goes to. But also, I'm pretty sure 3's script was real bad, and Part 2 didn't make a lot of money, like versus the budget it had. Like it came in less money than this one. 3's terrible. I like 2 for what it is. Like, I think Kane, which is the RoboCop 2 character, he's a drug dealer that they use his brain to put in this like fucking supersized RoboCop
Kane the wrestler.
209. Yes.
The Brothers of Destruction. The Undertaker's there too.
I hate that theme song. The slow romance.
The Finger 11 one.
This club will hopefully.
But no, RoboCop 2. Kane was legitimately terrifying when I was watching it. This big robot. I thought A209 when this one was a kid was terrifying when he made the roar noises and shit.
Yeah.
So
I remember because I watched this as a kid. I think we've all seen this before, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Cody-
Yeah,
I watched it
mean-
for the
Cody's
first
got the
time
more-
like a year ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was
Damn.
gonna say Cody has his first ever watch of this movie pretty recently.
Yeah, I watched this as a kid. I think
I did
like a lot of people did. I feel like this might not be an appropriate movie to show kids, but I guess in the 80s, RoboCop was like
Well,
the big fucking thing among the kids
the
and
thing
shit.
is, well, it is crazy because like my grandma had the VHS when I was a kid, and I watched it. Pretty sure I watched it before I watched horror movies.
Mm.
My Friday the 13th Part 6 and Halloween 2. It is gory, but the cut that we watched on VHS tape, the original cut, isn't as gory as the cut I rented last night.
Yeah, they have a
This-
PG-13 cut, don't they? Because
Yeah.
YouTube made it free for a little while. They made RoboCop free, but they bait and switch you, and it'd be like the PG-13 version, and you'd be like, you get to like the scene, where Murphy's, getting all shot up, and it'd be all cut up and shitty looking, and you'd be like, what the fuck?
When he shoots that guy in the nuts, it's just a paint. It's a paintball, not an actual.
Yeah, he goes, "Oh, you
bullet.
bruised it. Oh, you grazed it. Oh."
That we'll have when we get to that that scene. That chick has to have the longest fucking legs for that scene to work because she's shorter than the guy. I'm pretty sure the guy's wearing some kind of boot, so he's going to be even more taller than she is.
Yeah,
Isn't
She
he?
has to
But
have-
isn't he hold? If you look, he's holding her up, and isn't like her, like the top of her head
No.
is above the top of his head, right?
she's got a very wide vagina.
No,
It went underneath.
if you look
her.
at the scene, he's just holding her like he ain't picking her up or anything like that. So she has to have legs like Stacy Keibler for this to even fucking work. But I think it's fine. You don't think twice, think too much about it. I think it's fucking hilarious. This movie's hilarious. It's awesome. It's emotional and shit like that. I'm gonna go ahead and spoiler alert. This movie's a fucking definite recommend for me when we get to the ending of it.
Yeah, I think this is honestly one of the best sci-fi action movies. I'm not saying it's complex or anything, but what it sets out to do, it does super well. And
Yeah,
I think
You
there's
have
a
ton
reason
of
why.
movies that try to do it and it doesn't work.
Yeah. I think there's a reason why a lot of people like this movie, and it just meshes so much good shit together. It's like, because basically this movie is kind of like a Western in a way. It's like about the cop coming in, fucking cleaning up the town and stuff. But it's got this element of the dystopic, 80s shit, sci-fi 80s cyberpunk crap going on that just gives it that little extra layer. And all the stuff with the the main character being fucking basically like a walking corpse trying to get back his humanity and stuff. It's just a really good all that shit blended together works really well.
Sounds like you just described Spawn almost.
Spawn, as in
Spawn.
That's what I-
Spawn. He's our man. Nobody can. Spawn.
Oh my god! Look, it's Spawn.
I called my
Spawn,
crusty
everybody.
sock
He's
that
like-
I left under my bed as a teenager my Spawn.
Mail it into Todd McFarlane.
Yeah, I said, look at this. I said,
He's
give me a
like-
co-creator credit now, motherfucker.
Owen's like, my, what a wonderful dress. I wonder if he's got my size.
Is that from the movie? What are you
Yes, it
Yes.
is.
I can't remember. I literally
That-
cannot remember the movie except for the. All I remember is the 5,000 Violator copies, doing the same animation in the background.
Here's the thing. No, it was actually 5,000 Spawn copies. It wasn't.
Yeah,
Violator.
that's what it
They all
was.
look like Spawn.
That's what-
But no, I mean, that scene is probably top 3 scene of the whole movie. Cody, when he's doing that. I wonder if they got
The
my
cheerleader
size.
bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that.
I mean-
'cause they're in a school or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
that's what he
that's-
says after he does the cheer or whatever.
No, right before he does the cheer, because he's in the shadows, and he gets like, "Let's go find your mom," and then you hear the violator go, "My, what a wonderful dress! I wonder if she's got it in my size." And then all of a sudden he's like, "Spawn, he's our man." He's like doing all this shit.
So stupid.
I fucking love that scene so much. So, it's dumb, it's hilarious, and it's just fucking great. Almost like I'd buy that for $1.
I'd buy that for $1.
I love all the little TV things in this movie. Paul Verhoeven does that a lot in his movies, though. Like, it's kind of like, have you guys seen Starship Troopers?
No.
Yes.
Okay. Well,
Long
in
time
Starship
ago, but
Troopers,
yes. It's pretty much like I haven't seen it.
yeah, you know how in Starship Troopers, Lance, how like you might not remember, but that movie opens with like, and it has like connecting the plot, like the newsreels and shit like that.
Yeah.
They
I
have like
remember
the
that part.
propaganda commercials and like the all that stuff. It's kind of like the same as this a little bit.
Yeah, you are right. I didn't think about that.
Yeah,
I didn't realize he actually did Starship Troopers. I
Yeah,
said
yeah, he
Starship, not Starshit. I don't know how it came across on the podcast.
Starship Troopers. Yeah, no, he did. He directed that.
Shit.
Those are like the only two things I can think of that Paul Verhoeven directed. He directed like a bunch of, like Netherlands, fucking like Dutch movies and shit, like about like World War II and stuff. But that's about
That double
all I can
Dutch.
think of. He did a Dutch oven.
He's like double Dutch. I'm not touching your dick. You're not touching my dick.
Oh,
It's not gay.
he did Total Recall. I forgot Total Recall as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he did Total Recall.
Jesus Christ, man. Hey, well, this dude definitely has a type of movie he's good at.
Yeah, he literally likes titties and stuff in his movies. He has a movie called. He has another movie that I remember called Showgirls, and it was like this. I don't think it was well received. I can't remember, but that movie has like it's all about like just people fucking. Like that's the whole movie. It's I think it's something about.
Isn't that the one with Jesse from Saved by the Bell in it?
Let me see. That's Elizabeth. No.
Elizabeth.
Who is that? Who is Jessie from Saved by the Bell? What's her name?
I think her name is Elizabeth something.
Elizabeth Berkley. Is that it?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Yeah. That's her. Jessie Spano.
Because it was like a big fucking deal whenever she was in that movie, because it's like, I guess that was like the first thing of note that she really did after Saved by the Bell was over. And
yeah, you get to see her like titties and stuff.
It kind of like killed her career.
Yeah, I remember that. I do remember that. Yeah, like she never got. I can't remember what it was about this movie that killed her career. I just remember it being like real controversial for like being all sexual and stuff.
Yeah, I think that was it. Right? Is that like, I don't know. I guess Hollywood execs back then were like clutching their pearls a little bit more.
Yeah.
But she goes from like a very like family friendly teenager oriented show to that, and then it's just like, oh well. And you know how it is, especially in Hollywood back in the previous century, where they're just like, yeah, this is the type of actor you are, and you kind of need to stick with it. And it's not like it is now, where like you can just fucking actors can, as long as they can do a good performance, they can just do whatever.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that's a very European movie. That movie. But that's kind of funny too to bring that in, because the whole reason Paul Verhoeven was the director of RoboCop is because really no Hollywood like American director really wanted to like touch RoboCop. They thought it was schlock. The screenwriters had a really hard time going around trying to get this what's the fucking term, this screenplay actually like to have a director come onto the screenplay. They had to get Paul Verhoeven as like kind of like a last resort. And,
interesting.
Yeah, originally
it ended up working out for him.
Yeah, I think he's a really good fit for what this kind of movie is. Partly because he's kind of an outsider.
Yeah, I was gonna say having someone who's not American do this type of, because this is a bit satirical of American culture.
Yeah, this is like this being made in the Reagan era is like such a, like you can tell by everything they're making fun of.
Mm-hmm. The Yamaha heart. Remember, we care. They're talking about pricing, financing, and shit like that. This fucking mechanical glove. This movie, man. I can't wait to talk about all the one-liners and shit.
Yeah, it's got a lot of really good lines.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, the only one I can think of off the top of my head is Dead or Alive, You're Coming With Me.
Well, I think about that.
You're coming with me.
It's like I think about the guy at the gas station. He's like, "Are you some kind of college grad?" And he goes, "You think you're smart enough to dodge a bullet?" He just starts kicking it and shit. Like I watched this movie like a lot growing up. I've probably seen it, no joke, probably at least 40 or 45 times altogether. I love this movie. My grandma ended up letting me have the VHS copy of it. I loved it so much.
Yeah.
I killed Dick. I killed, was it Bob, because he made a mistake. Now I have to correct that mistake. Just all this shit. When I'm over watching it last night, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember all this.
Yeah.
Like,
I was.
you tell me, 87. Like this movie came out in 87.
Mhm.
Predator also came out in 87. Can you imagine? Like I wasn't alive for that. But it's like, you know, if you just started to be a fan when these two movies came out, it's like, holy shit, man. You had a fucking great year. For those two fucking awesome science fiction movies that weren't meant to be awesome fucking movies. They just turned out to be fucking awesome.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
And in 86, Aliens came out.
Yeah,
Again,
and then, you
it's
know,
like-
Heartbreak Ridge came out that year. Friday the 13th Part 6 came out that year. Psycho 3 came out that year. It's a good fucking time, right, Owen?
Psycho. I'm a fucking psycho. But yeah, like this is kind of like, I feel like the pinnacle of the sci-fi action kind of 80s movies. I mean, it's up there. I don't know if I could pick it over like Terminator or like Aliens. I've never actually watched Terminator 2.
I would take this over the first.
Well, hold on.
What about Sperminator 2?
Owen, hold on one second. Owen, did you say you've never seen Terminator 2?
No, I've never actually like sat down and watched it all the way. It's been on TV like as a kid, and I've been like, dude, he's turning into fucking liquid metal. This is awesome. But then I would like, they'd be like, all right, go outside and play, and I'd be like, okay.
Look, Owen, sometimes, man, you surprise me with how bad your judgment is when it comes to watching things and not watching things. Like you don't.
Well, no,
like
I mean,
I've wanted
to watch it.
You hate Beyond the Thunderdome, and that was for good reason.
Yeah.
You don't like Return of the Jedi because of the Ewoks, and I think it's a bad reason. And then you're like, I haven't seen the best sequel of all time, or probably second best sequel of all time, Terminator 2. I'm like, Terminator 2 is better than the Terminator, the first one.
Sperminator.
Like you never ever get that with a franchise where you're like, you know what, I think the second one's better. I mean, you got some cucks out there, my best friend Alex, who likes Godfather 2 over Godfather. But Terminator 2,
a lot of people like Aliens over Alien.
What about the people who like?
I don't.
What about the people who like Alien 3?
I don't think Alien. I think Alien 3 is fine. It's not as good as the first two, but it's fine.
Alien 3 is the most meh fucking movie. The thing is Alien and Aliens scratch very different itches. And I feel like Aliens is, well, you know, it's a very popular, like, general audience pleaser, I feel like. But it's such a tightly made action movie that you can't help but, like, when you watch it, be like, damn, this is, like, such a good movie.
To me, like, the reason I pick Alien over Aliens is because Aliens is just Alien again, but let's put more aliens in it.
Yeah.
And they also kind of, like, you know, eventually we'll probably do the Alien movies, but Alien made the Xenomorph such like an imposing thing to have to deal with.
Yeah.
And then Aliens is just like, yeah, here's like fucking 100 of them in a tunnel,
and they're like bugs now too.
yeah, and this sentry turret or whatever is like destroying a shit ton of them on its own. Like it kind of like diminishes the threat of the alien itself.
Yeah, I totally I agree with that. I agree that Aliens as a horror movie and kind of what it did to the Alien franchise as like a horror franchise, like, did irreparable damage. But
yeah, because every time they've struggled to try and go back to that original like sci-fi horror feel, and I feel like the closest that they've really successfully come to that is Alien.
The Isolation,
not Covenant. No.
Oh, that's the game.
You're
talking
Romulus.
about an actual thing.
Yeah, Romulus. because they found a new way to have like a threat in that movie that wasn't just the xenomorph, but something else that's there. It's like, oh shit, like this is wild.
I will say this. I think because when we get into like later on next year when we're doing the Halloween series, since I've already picked that, me and Cody are going to come to like a big fork in the road where he's going to sit there and tell everyone that he thinks that Halloween should continue on as an anthology thing without Michael Myers. And I'm going to tell you that it would not have been marketable. It wouldn't have made it past the 5th movie, even if they got that far, because
Cody,
no one would have gave a shit.
Is that what you think, Cody? That Halloween should have continued as an anthology?
Granted, I have not seen all the Halloween movies, so maybe watching them all in a row.
No.
We'll change my thought.
Change your mind.
But there are several of the Halloween movies I have seen. Obviously, there's only one that doesn't focus on Michael Myers. A lot of them are just not good, and I feel like there's only so much you can really do with Michael Myers in the Halloween setting and all that. So I think that just having different horror stories that take place on Halloween would have been a good idea. Now, granted, yes, it wouldn't have been marketable because too many people associated the franchise with Michael Myers at that point. But like one of my favorite Halloween movies is Halloween 3. So
hey Cody, who shows you that movie?
I don't know.
Fucking
It was
the
Lance.
Chiller,
It was Jack Wagon.
the Chiller channel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched it on Tubi.
Oh yeah.
It was me like 10 years ago. I said, "Hey, Cody, you gotta watch this movie because it's nothing to do with Michael."
I think I saw it on whatever the fuck that like crappy. Well, not
Shudder?
crappy because it was kind of cool. There was like a TV channel that like just showed like horror movies like 24/7.
Yeah,
like,
Shudder.
Oh yeah, that must have been it. I think
Yeah.
I saw it on that a long time ago.
I think Shudder's owned by AMC, and they have it as their own streaming service now.
Wait, there's a stream? No, it's not a streaming service. This was like on.
Well, no,
TV.
there is a streaming service for Shudder now. I think I don't necessarily think Shudder has a TV channel anymore.
Yeah.
I think they made it into a streaming thing where you can go watch horror movies and shit.
Oh, okay.
So the one thing I'll say about the aliens thing, it's kind of like ironic because Alien is, as described by Ridley Scott, is just Texas Chainsaw Massacre on a spaceship. Like he wanted to make sure he created this kind of like claustrophobic setting, don't know what's coming, just this dread. So he took inspiration from what Tobe Hooper did in that movie. Well, 86 Aliens comes around and they change it completely to like this action with obviously body horror elements to it, but it's no longer scary. It's just turned into an action movie. Well, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 came out, I believe, in 86 as well. And that movie is more of a dark comedy versus what they did in the first Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Because they wanted to do something different because at that point the slasher genre had been kind of watered down with everything. I think sometimes we overestimate how much you can do with a certain element. So I think James Cameron, like the whole thing, like they couldn't recapture what they did in the first movie. I think James Cameron 100% understood that. And I don't like James Cameron, so this is not me defending him. This is defending the decision. He went a completely 180, appealed to another audience, and made a shit ton of money. And people look at those two movies as like the best 1-2 punches in a franchise you can get. Whereas if you keep kind of doing the same thing, like you guys are really bored with half the Friday the 13th movies at least because it's generally just the same thing.
Yeah.
Whereas like Halloween, they tried, let's do something different. Well, you know, the anthology thing, like I said, I think there was a movie, Scary Stories We Tell in the Dark, and, you know, they've done the Creep Show movies back in the 80s. That lasted like 2. Like, everyone thinks about, like, the creative freedom of, like, well, you know what, we're not tied down to a certain character or a certain thing. We can just make money off of the name Halloween. For the, like, if Halloween was going to turn into an anthology thing, a lot of people will sit there and say, well, they should have went that route. They wouldn't have made any fucking money. Everybody wanted to see Michael Myers because they liked the mask. They associated with the mask. When you take the mask away, they don't like it. You can sit there and say,
Halloween
well, that's
3
just
had
people being
masks
simpletons.
too.
Do what now?
So Halloween 3 had masks too.
Yeah, man, it did. 3 of them, actually.
All three. Did it really have 3 masks? Were there 3 Silver Shamrock masks?
Yeah, it was skeleton, the witch, and the
And the
jack
pumpkin,
Jack-o'-lantern.
yeah. That's so funny. I didn't even pick up on that. There is. You think that's purposeful?
Yeah, well, I mean, they're kind of it's centering around like obviously the pumpkin, and then the witchcraft, and then death is what it's kind of like centering around for that movie. And then that whole
Sean Wayne, however the fuck you
no,
say
Sam Hain is what Dr. Loomis calls it in Halloween 2. He goes, Sam Hain. It's supposed to be Samhain.
yeah,
But
there you go.
I love Donald Pleasance, so I ain't gonna talk shit about him. But it's just funny to me, like if you sit there and you kind of like overestimate what you can do by like slowly tweaking things as you go along. Like if Aliens was just the sequel to Alien, like it was just what they did in that first movie, add a little bit, it wouldn't have been as successful as Aliens. I think James Cameron knew you were actually like limited with what you could do, like trying to do the same thing, so he wanted to do something completely different. And I guess some people can look at it like, well, you killed the mystique of this movie. Well, I think having sequels killed the mystique of the Xenomorphs. Like if you left it as that first movie, everyone would be like, man, it's one of the greatest movies of all time. But you have to go back and make more money off of them. That's what studios look at. So I think ultimately making sequels is what kills it, not necessarily the ideas that go into it.
Just doing the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, you have other sequels that do it better, like Psycho 2. We've done back in the archive where it turns it into a whodunit, and you think the whole movie Norman actually did it, but it turns out it was his quote unquote real mother, which is really his aunt, who's also crazy. And it's like, oh shit! So it turned this on its head, and it's as good as a movie as the first Psycho movie. And I think that like you can do some things like that if you're clever. I just don't think a lot of people are clever enough to do it. And if you've already associated something, so if the Aliens 2 was like not a xenomorph but another kind of alien, I don't think people would have liked it. Kind of like if Halloween had done the anthology thing instead of bringing back Michael Myers, I don't think necessarily it would have worked long term. Because again, we never got a scary stories they told in the dark 2. Anytime they ever do an anthology Halloween movie or movie about something like that, ghosts and shit like that, it doesn't work. You know, the things that work are the things you can identify with that up the ante, kind of like Terrifier, the Paranormal Activity shit, Saw, those kind of things. Like, no matter what, Saw has a creative thing where they can do all those traps, but you always think about Jigsaw himself and the fucking doll, you know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, even after he's fucking been dead for like 10 movies or whatever.
Yeah, and like RoboCop 2, they try to do some of the same things, and they tackle like some of the same issues. Like they tackle like they bring his wife and his kid back for just a little bit, but then they immediately just shut that shit down.
Yeah,
and then
they
do some more humor things.
Part of the funny thing with RoboCop 2 is, it's like about having a RoboCop 2. Like it's about the part of the movie is about making a sequel to like the actual like cyborg making another RoboCop.
Yeah, they wanted another RoboCop, and then she ends up picking what is that drug called? I just saw
fentanyl.
It's some kind of red shit. No, it's not fentanyl. It was some kind of red shit that you peel off the top, kind of like a juice box, and you stick it in your neck and squeeze it. It's Nuke. That's the drug name, and I think it's called Nuke.
Yeah.
And she gets a Nuke addicted drug dealer's brain to put in the RoboCop, and he's a fucking psychopath and shit like that. He was a psychopath before he got killed and all that. So I mean, like that movie doesn't like necessarily work like this one does, but Kane itself was fucking terrifying. And the practical effects look great in that movie, just like they do in this movie. The practical effects in RoboCop are fucking amazing.
Yeah, they're really good. Hey, do you know the connection? It's funny that you should mention Halloween, because the guy who did the special effects for this was involved with a. I think he did. Hold on, let me make sure before I say this shit if I can find where his fucking name is. Okay, here he is. Let's see. I think he did the effects on The Thing, I want to say. Yeah, okay. The guy who did the special effects for this, he worked with John Carpenter on The Thing and The Fog, which I had seen John Carpenter's The Fog, but we sure should have seen The Thing. So, and that has amazing special effects.
He is. And then Emil, the dude who drives the van into the toxic waste, when he comes out, he's fucking melting and shit like that. I cannot tell you how fucking scared I was of that when I was a kid.
Yeah, even
like
when
that fucking scene.
When I was a kid, I was like, damn, that's crazy. I was like, this is fucking weird.
And then when fucking Red, I'm gonna call him Red in this movie. When Red hits him with the car, he's like, ah, shit. As he's running over him, I always think about that as he's like hitting the brake.
Yeah, he turns to like fucking. He turns to like water,
like liquefied. Yeah, it was fucking disgusting. He's like, help me. That fucking shit looked awesome though.
Even the way they do.
And then
like
the other dude was like, get away from me, man.
He's like, yeah, leave me alone, man. What the hell? Even the way they do like the gunshots in this movie like look great.
Yeah.
Like everything looks amazing. The only thing I think that is kind of weird is I think with Ed 209 Ed 209 looks good. It's a great model. It's a good looking model. Of course it's stop motion, so it is what it is. Like there's inherent limitations with stop motion where it's gonna look like a little tiny, toy on fucking like human scale.
You also have to like give respect. They did go the best they could to keep it in frame with RoboCop when he was chasing it.
Yeah,
and they filmed it in such a way. Obviously, you can tell it's like it running against a projector of RoboCop almost is what it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have a projector screen of RoboCop walking away, and then you see this thing walking. It's like obviously not the same shot.
Yeah.
But I respect them doing it. The only bad shot in this movie is when Dick gets shot out the window at the end, and you can tell it's like claymation, a clay figure falling out of the sky. It's like, his legs are all fucking...
The little intern guy or whatever who gets shot up by the...
Oh, no, he's the number... No, the number 2 guy.
Oh, yeah.
At the end of the movie.
The fucking big executive dude.
Yeah. And he's like, Dick, you're fired! And RoboCop's like, thank you.
Thank
And
you.
then shoots him. I do love the ending of this when he's like, this whole time he's been struggling with his identity. And he goes, nice shooting, son. What's your name? He's like, Murphy. I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah, dude. And the theme song of this movie, holy shit. Like, dude, it's just so fucking good, man.
Yeah,
I'll listen to that shit sometime.
I was listening to something and like, with the score, I guess what they wanted to do was like these, how like this one that's all like brassy and like kind of military, a lot of drums and shit. And I guess, there's also some, parts in it where it has like some string kind of going on, like it'll do like a theme with like some string instruments and shit, and I guess it's supposed to like represent Murphy as a robot versus like him as a human and shit. I think it's mostly in the flashbacks where you get the kind of more like stringy instrument fucking kind of pieces and stuff.
If I'm not mistaken, the theme song for this thing is like it's almost 5 minutes long. And the really big orchestra parts, like dun 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 dun, dun, is only like a minute and a half.
Yeah, you're breaking up pretty bad,
what?
Or not breaking up, but it sounds like you're like talking through a tube.
I talk to your mom's tube. My dad called me, and that kind of messed everything up. Hold on. Actually, I'm gonna call him back real quick. Hold on, guys.
He's inside the toilet.
He might be. Hold on, you guys keep talking. I'll be right back.
Still.
Dragon, rock the dragon, ball Z, black dragon, rock the dragon, ball Z.
Dragon. Is there really a scene in Dragon Ball Z where Goku is like floating in the air, like looking down at people from the sky?
I think that happens a lot.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I was going through my like old like YouTube liked playlist, and that Dragon's Ball P video was in there like from a long time ago, and I was like rewatching them all.
Okay. Hey, can you guys hear me right now?
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah.
Okay, the Dragon Ball P, Gohan and Kristen Stewart. And he's like, sure hope they don't hit each other too hard.
Yeah, that's the one. I was just thinking
like,
about the end where he like falls down on the planet.
He's like, ah! I think about the thing where like Piccolo is just a pickle floating in the air with his
Yeah,
little cape and shit.
he just floats by.
And he's like, Daddy. He's like, oh, get away from me.
Yeah, he says something.
Yeah, no, I ain't gonna say that part. But the first one where Vegeta is like defeating a sandwich only makes it tastier. and he turns in like they show him as a troll because his hair looks like a troll,
Yeah,
obviously, like a little troll doll.
Yeah.
So, down, down, down.
Now, what were you saying before you got all toiletified?
So yeah, I know that was because my dad called, so the phone freaked out and did something with my audio output. Well, I was just saying, like the theme song for RoboCop's like 5 minutes long, and then the really orchestra part, the dun dun dun, dun, is only really like 1.5 to 2 minutes of it, and then it kind of goes into a small part. So it's really not like a really long piece that they have for this movie. They just keep playing it over and over in different parts, which I'm cool with. It's fucking awesome, man. This, the Predator theme, the Halloween theme, Halloween 2 theme,
Terminator
it's
theme.
just, yeah. Well, I had this thing with Alex talking to him about it because he had like a couple years ago watched the Terminator movies, and the scene, I think it's in the club or it's in a diner. I think it's a club when the Terminator gets shot and goes out the window, and he acts like he's dead, and then all of a sudden he sits up, right,
Yeah.
and he starts chasing after Kyle and Sarah Connor. The part in that movie, in the first one, it's almost like the Halloween da-dun, 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 but it's obviously more 80s. But I swear to God, there's like a quick, like 2 or 3 notes of like a digital fucking like a keyboard instrument that they use in in the Terminator when he sits up. It sounds like da-dun, da-dun, like not mimicking, but paying homage to the Halloween thing. So that's what I kind of look at, like some of these musical pieces. I think I like this. This one feels very unique. It's like very orchestra driven almost for RoboCop. But I do notice that they just kind of use the same theme. It's like different parts of that theme show up throughout the movie in different parts. So it sounds like multiple different tracks when it's really just a 1 5-minute track.
Yeah. Yeah. So I kind of want to talk, I guess, about I just wanted to mention kind of, I guess, where the screenwriters got like the ideas for this movie, like where it came from. We did Blade Runner on here, right?
No, we have not.
No,
I
we
didn't
haven't.
want
We never reviewed Blade Runner. Okay.
Nope.
I thought
I didn't
we
want to tackle that movie. I think we tried to. No, I tried to get you to watch Blade Runner 2049, and it sat over your apartment for 2 years.
I have a copy of it, I think. Blade Runner 2049.
Well, thank God. You probably never watched it, have you?
No, I haven't yet.
I think I have a copy of it. I think I don't remember where I got it from. That was my copy.
Yeah. He's like,
No,
"Wait."
when he moved,
thought I
the
lost
last time we recorded together, when he moved, like they were going to Mississippi, he made sure he gave me that motherfucker back. As I kept telling him, "No, keep it. I want you to watch it." I should have known he was never going to watch it. I had a better chance of getting it back and then giving it to him 2 weeks later than he would have watched it versus it just collecting dust at his apartment.
That movie is like super long, I think.
Well, so is the first Blade Runner.
Yeah, but the first one's cool. Though.
Oh no! Okay, hold on a second. Cody, you've seen 2049, haven't you?
No, I haven't. I've only seen the first one.
Dude, 2049 is a long movie, but it is really fucking good. Now, it's the same guy who's done these Dune movies, and he's done a lot of other shit, but he puts a lot of care. Like, it fits Blade Runner. Like, it's not like one of those things that's like, damn, man, they just cashed in this thing. It's almost kind of like when they did Psycho 2 23 years later after the first Psycho.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, this is a damn good movie, and it fits. Blade Runner 2049 is really fucking good, and it fits.
I couldn't watch the Doom movies either. They were long as fuck.
I'm not interested in watching that shit. I ain't gonna lie.
I haven't watched them either. I keep telling myself I'm going to watch them, and they're in like my HBO Max list. But then I'm like, oh, it's 3 hours, and it's a lot of just looking at the desert.
Well,
it's like, I don't want to watch this.
Part of my problem with it is that it uses so many big named actors that it kind of takes me out of it.
Yeah, like SNL superstar Timothy Chalamet.
Timothy Chalamet.
What about Keenan? You mean Keenan Thompson's in the movie too?
Keenan and Kel.
Famous YouTuber Timothy Chalamet.
Keenan and Kel are in the movie.
Yo,
Welcome
man,
to Dune
welcome
Burger.
to
Home of the Dune Burger. Can I take your order?
I will say this. I think Dennis Vallouma, or however you say his name, the French guy, French Canadian.
Yeah.
He said that Dune is like Star Wars for adults.
For adult. That's such a. Did he really
And I'm
say
like-
that? That's really stupid.
Yeah, he said that. Yeah, well, I mean, Lucas has harped on this thing. He's like, remember, Star Wars is for 12.
Yeah. He's like, it's for children. That's why I put a big, fucking long, boring scene where they talk about trade route navigation and shit.
I know, it's like, hold on one second, guys.
That's what the
is
kids
that
love.
why you have a almost sex scene and with the worst dialogue ever at Attack of the Clones? That's for a 12-year-old. Well, they're going to learn about sex anyway. Might as well be my movies. Fuck them.
He said, I hate sand.
It gets in my boots and my ears because I stick my head in the sand like an ostrich.
But I love vaginas because they're like the opposite of sand.
I mean, everyone that I've heard talk about watching
Dune?
como se dice Dune. They seem to really like it. It's just like I said, every time I try to watch it, I'm just like, man, this is like 3 hours of looking at the desert. I don't know if I can do this.
Yeah.
The type of people that are going to sit there and tell you Dune is for like Star Wars. It's like Star Wars but for adults and is way better. It's the type of people that tell you that Batman's better than the Dark Knight. Those people can get fucked. All right.
Batman.
So, but yeah, there is wasn't Dune like the first Dune? I know it came out in the 80s. But
Yeah,
didn't they
the
split that into
David
two
Lynch
movies?
movie.
Yeah, the David Lynch Dune.
Okay, so did they split the story into two to make it Dune Part 2? Was Dune Part 2 actually like the book Part 2? I don't know.
No, I think there's 2 or 3 books.
There's a bunch of
I think
books, but the Dune
I think
book
the new one
is huge.
Yeah, the new one split the first book into 2 movies, and then the third movie I think is supposed to be the second book, or at least part of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was confused like how that worked. I just didn't know because I thought I heard like they split. David Lynch wasn't happy with his product. Like the studio meddling and shit.
Yeah, the studio was really fucking him over when he was making that movie. It's part of what made him swear off doing like big studio movies and shit.
He's like, fuck it, I'm gonna go make
he
Blue
said-
Velvet.
He said, "Never mind, I'm gonna make weird ass movies. I'm gonna make a movie about a monkey." Rest in peace, David Lynch.
Does baby want to fuck? Because David wants to fuck.
R.I.P. big guy.
All right.
But anyways, the whole point I think I originally brought up Blade Runner was because the guy who is kind of like the principal screenwriter for RoboCop, he got the idea for RoboCop while he was kind of like hanging around the lot of Blade Runner. Like he wasn't officially supposed to be working on Blade Runner, but he kind of like somehow got in and like helped out unofficially. Because he was like at that point in his career, he was like an aspiring screenwriter, but he was like, I think his position was like executive, film like story executive or some shit like that. But yeah, so he got it from like watching Blade Runner. He got this idea of like, you know, what if you had a robot cop who like kind of discovers his humanity, you know.
I guess in a way, it kind of does take the idea behind Blade Runner and just make it more. I'm not trying to use this word in a derogatory fashion, but it does make it like slockier.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, I feel like RoboCop on the surface, like everything about this movie kind of like feels like it should be a B movie, like from the name to like the premise. But
Oh yeah, for sure.
yeah, and I think
then you watch it, it's like, man, this is awesome.
yeah, I think that's a big reason why this thing went through like so many people being like, because apparently when this movie was coming out, a lot of the people from like other studios or people within Orion Pictures were like, "You guys can't name a RoboCop. That's fucking dumb."
hey, Good question, real quick. Cody, when you say slog here, the thing I was kind of thinking in my head is like, Blade Runner is kind of like this movie that itself feels like it's almost, because it's, Ridley Scott, almost like it's self-righteous, you know? Like it knows it's better than everything that's coming out around it, shit like that. That's just the vibes. I like Blade Runner.
Yeah, I feel
But
like
I was
Blade
thinking
Runner.
this movie makes those themes accessible to everyone. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
that's
saying?
probably a better way. That's a better way of putting it. But it not only that, it simplifies everything, and really like to like such a degree that, and again, I don't mean to call it schlock in like a bad way, but I can definitely see, like Owen said, on the premise of this alone and the name of it, you're like, oh, that must be like some cheap ass B movie or whatever, that straight to VHS type stuff. But it's not, obviously, and it's really good. It's really well made. But Blade Runner is a lot more subtle with its how it handles its things, and of course they're not one for one, obviously, because like what's his name, Deckard, is that his name?
Yeah,
Blade Runner,
Deckard.
the main character.
He's not being sent out to clean up the streets or whatever of crime or whatever. He's searching for this like group of rogue androids.
He's cleaning the streets of replicants.
Yeah. Yeah, part of the theme of, I feel like they're similar in a way, but like part of, I mean, even just kind of in the I don't know, because Blade Runner is like about these fake from the beginning humans kind of discovering what it means to, like, I guess, exist. And I guess in a way that's kind of RoboCop too, but RoboCop's really about rediscovering like humanity, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Right, yeah, because he was a human who became a robot who...
Yeah. And even then, I feel like...
My name is Murphy.
Yeah. My name is Twinkle Toes. I feel like the stronger
I no longer
theming...
wish to be known as RoboCop or Murphy. It is now Twinkle Toes.
Don't dead name me.
Have you guys ever seen Futurama?
Yeah.
There's an episode where Bender becomes like a robot wrestler, and they have him as this character where he's like this big, like, macho, like, American, like, all that shit. And then he gets too popular and they want to change it up. He's like, first you felt safe with him as, I can't remember what his part, he goes, now feel uncomfortable as he's the gender bender. And he's wearing a girl's dress and a wig. He goes, I'm a toughie, like talking on the phone. And then it cuts into the other robot he's facing talking on the phone, like, I'm going to destroy you this Saturday night, whatever. And then he hangs up and he picks up the phone and goes, quit calling me.
Dude, early...
So I think about you, you're like, I'm not Murphy, I'm Twinkle Toes.
Don't remind me. I left that name a long time ago. Shit. But I feel like the stronger theme with RoboCop is kind of this anti-corporate thing it has going on, really. But I guess the main story, I feel like part of the reason why that's in this movie might have to do with, well, no, it must have been in the script as well. I'm kind of just speculating right now, but
you're bullshitting.
Yeah, I'm bullshitting right now, but yeah, I don't know. I just feel like that's not an element that's really in Blade Runner. But yeah, you could see the kind of the parallels, I guess.
Well, Blade Runner definitely touches on the corporate, because it has those, like, the whole movie is like almost like a New York City backdrop where you see all these advertisements and shit.
Yeah. And
like this movie, just instead of giving you the advertisements everywhere, they give you commercials.
Yeah, they
like
just
every 4 or 5 minutes.
That's part
and
of
it's like just parodying everything going on in the world, and it's like, damn, it kind of fits what we're doing right now in the world. It's just crazy. Almost 40 years later. So
it's crazy. It's
crazy. I didn't sound like that when I said it.
That shit is crazy.
What did you say your mom? How'd your mom say it, Owen? Earlier.
This is
awesome,
so
or something.
funny. That's what I did. The funny thing is, my mom doesn't even sound like that, but I was just fucking. That's how I took it. I was like, this shit
like a
is
teenager in the 1980s.
Yeah. I was like, Mom, this shit sucks, dude.
She's like, it's funny. Stop it.
I'm
the gender bender.
Fetch a thing.
I'm the gender bender, bitch.
He's like, I'm a toughie. There. Have you guys ever seen a movie called Guyver?
Mm-mm.
Like MacGyver.
No. I know it's funny, MacGyver. No, it's Guyver. It's a sci-fi movie. I think the first one came out in '85 or '86. Mark Hamill's in the movie. If you look at the DVD box, it makes you think Mark Hamill's the Guyver, and he's not. He's just a police officer trying to figure out what the fuck's going on. But it's these little orbs that are alien technology, and if you put this thing up to your head, like your forehead, and it fucking merges with your body almost like a symbiote. But you turn into like this fucking like a martial arts like alien. It's based off a Japanese anime. If you just type in Guyver anime, you'll see an image of it. But they made 2 movies of it. One of them was direct to like at VHS, but the first one is kind of like sci-fi. It's kind of it tries the offbeat humor also that this movie has. It doesn't really fit. Well, they have a really cool scene though, like this little orb that's in the middle of his head gets ripped out, and his entire body just like completely dissolves. The good guy, and then later on, I can't remember how it happens, but the orb regenerates his entire body or some weird shit. It's really fucking weird. I don't know why I brought it up. It's
It
like a sci-fi movie.
It looks pretty cool, honestly. I've seen it before.
Is. Like, I never watched the anime of it, but I did watch the movies. I thought the movies were badass.
Guyver. He's like MacGyver, kind of.
I remember trying to describe Guyver to my aunt one time, and she goes, "I thought you were talking about MacGyver." I'm like, I don't know who the fuck that is.
They're not alike at all.
Not at all. One's got a mustache, the other one doesn't.
The other one makes inventions out of strange household items.
I can make a bomb out of this piece of string and a fucking Q-tip.
And the other one was made in America.
I'm gonna see if this is actually like streaming anymore. Guyver Dark Hero, 1994, not 84. Whoa, no, that's the second one. What the fuck? Streaming. That one's probably not streaming. It's probably actually on YouTube for free. Kind of like our good friend. Leprechaun, ain't that right, Cody?
I mean Rumpelstiltskin.
Oh, Rumpelstiltskin, yeah, whatever.
Yeah. We never got around to doing Leprechaun. Did you know RoboCop? RoboCop's design is based. You know that what is that fucking album with the robot lady on it? Hold on, I'll find it here in a sec. Give me a sec.
Yeah, you go ahead and do that.
I think it's a Queen album. I want to say no, it's a fucking like Yes album or something. Please.
Bicycle.
Okay, sorry.
Ride my bicycle.
It's an Aerosmith album. It's Aerosmith's Just Push Play. Have you ever seen that album?
I'm looking it up now. Yeah.
The guy who did the art for that and drew all these robots with their little titties out and stuff is kind of who the designers of RoboCop took inspiration from.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah. I wish they had given RoboCop robo titties. That'd be pretty sick.
Wait, it came out in 2001. That can't be right.
Well, the artist is like he's a pretty old artist, so maybe they stole it. I swear there's another fucking album that he's done. Let me think.
Yeah, the Aerosmith album came out in 2001.
Yeah.
But I see what you mean because the art. Let's see, who's the fucking?
I think the art is pretty old. But don't.
Hajime Surayama.
There's a couple of Japanese things that they took. Like Ed 209 is they were trying to like ape off of like Japanese robots and shit.
Ed 209.
What do you guys feel about the? Sorry, I let you look.
It's just a small glitch.
It's just a small.
You call this a glitch?
It's just a small bitch.
Ed 209 is just a little bitch.
He says, he goes, spare parts for the next 25 years. Who cares if it works?
That's like real
like, what
fucking.
a cheap piece of shit.
That's real life, dude. Fucking actual corporate people say that shit. But what was that? Why do you guys feel about the Ford Taurus, dude? The most futuristic car in the world.
Hey, no, the 6000 sucks.
Yeah, the 6000 sucks. It's pretty funny. I couldn't clock what that car was. I got the name. I thought that was funny, but I couldn't figure out what that was making fun of. But I thought all the Ford Tauruses everywhere was pretty funny. I guess back in the day, that must have been like such a futuristic looking car.
Yeah, probably so. I don't think that's a. Let me see what that movie is. I'm gonna look up Wikipedia real quick. That vehicle is. Dream on, dream on.
Dream until your dream come true. No matter where
Okay,
you
so
go.
the film.
Sorry.
The fit. Okay, this is cool. So the film's police cars was an '86 Ford Taurus, and they actually kept that same model for the Taurus up until like I want to say like 96, 95. I think my parents got the last model the Taurus had. That was our quote unquote newer car. And what's funny about that is the 6000 sucks was actually an Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme modified by Gene Winfield and based on a design by Chip Foso. So the two working cars were made with a third non-functional one that was used when the vehicle exploded. The Cutlass Supreme, the car they based it off of, let me see. So it's the model of that car was like an 80s model, and that's the exact same. They changed the lights on it, I think. That's the exact same car my mom actually had. But we had a car that they had to get when I was born because the little truck they had couldn't fit my car seat in it. So they ended up getting this Cutlass Supreme. We put like over 200,000 miles when that was unheard of for a family car for like 10 years on that vehicle. It was an 86 Cutlass Supreme. That's what the 6000 sucks was. Like a modified Cutlass Supreme. And then the cop cars were the Ford Taurus, which was the next car we got. So I didn't realize it was a Cutlass Supreme. That's actually pretty cool.
Cutlass Supreme.
Uh-oh. We got some storms coming from Mississippi looking for Owen, saying, why aren't you living here anymore?
It's where they all come from. Fucking, I swear to God, I'm so glad I'm out of there because fucking it would storm like nonstop.
It was almost like I kind of think what fucking planet that would be on. A rainy planet
Camino.
on Star Wars. I don't think
Camino.
it was. Camino. Yeah, here's Camino. Like Camino. Like I lived in the middle of fucking Camino, Mississippi.
Camino. Oy, Camino.
Sorry.
What else do
Oh,
you
boy.
guys? What else can you guys say about RoboCop that comes to your mind?
Well, I think everybody does a pretty good performance. Kirk. What the fuck was his name again?
Kurtwood Smith.
Kurtwood Smith. It's fucking awesome in this. Daniel O'Hillery is the old man, the CEO of OCP. He's also the, I guess, main bad guy of Halloween 3. He's pretty awesome. I do find it funny that when they want credibility for a movie, they always put like a British actor in. You know, from like, I guess, because I've seen him in a couple movies, Mr. Daniel O'Hillery. You know, they always put like Christopher Lee in something, or oh Jesus, what's the dude from Star Wars, Grand Moff Tarkin? Peter Sellers? Not Peter Sellers.
I can't remember
Fucking
what his
losing
name
my mind.
is. Peter.
Fuck, hold on. Peter Moff Tarkin. It's played by Peter Cushing. My God. Sorry, bud. Peter Cushing and Donald Pleasance in Star Wars. So they put Daniel Hillary, I guess, to have like an actor we all kind of know. Because before that, I don't think anybody knew any of these actors. You know, you've seen them probably on TV or some smaller movies. Like this is not a movie that's, you know, dominated by like an Arnold Schwarzenegger or something like that. You know, so this movie kind of stands up on its own merit with no stars and funny ass dialogue. Like I said, everything goes to Kirkwood in this movie. He's like, you know, all the guns. He's like, ooh, guns, guns, guns. Because look, guys, the Tigers play tonight I never miss a game. And he's just like the coolest fucking cat until he gets the shit pushed in by RoboCop, and RoboCop's just beating the piss out of him. And he spills his guts. He goes, "It's Dick Jones," and then Dick's like, "You really screwed this up."
He's like, yeah. You
But
really
like
fucked me
the
over.
the special effects with Ed 219 blowing up his own arm, RoboCop was able to push it. It's somebody I was watching somebody's reaction to this movie yesterday, and that scene where RoboCop they zoom in on his eye where his helmet is split almost in two and it keeps like shifting,
Yeah.
almost robotic. I thought it was a pretty cool shot. When you see his face, he does a very good job of keeping his emotions very robotic. Like you don't see any human emotions coming from his like other than the pain, and he makes a little smile or something like that. But he's very like he's not blinking. He's very robotic and shit, which is pretty cool.
Yeah,
Um,
Peter Weller does a great. He really sells it.
Yeah, he does awesome in his fucking job. I think another line is when that dude who burns all the money in the van, like the job they just did, the money's all burnt. He gets his leg shot. He goes, "Clarence, my leg is shot." He's like, "Pick him up." He goes, "Can you fly, Bobby?" And then he throws him out of the fucking van and shit. Yeah, like the whole. Like, I guess we could talk real quick about the death scene of Murphy. Like,
yeah, where he gets
he
shot
has like
by all the dudes.
yeah, he has no fucking chance. And Clarence is like, "See, I got a problem. Cops don't like me, so I don't like cops." And he's like, "Nah, nah, 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 nah," and just blows his fucking hand off, which was fucking awesome. And then he's like, "Hey man, give the guy a hand." And everybody's just like I said, this movie's got some good lines in this fucking movie. I know we kind of went all over the board talking about this movie, but
Yeah, yeah. He does such a good job.
this movie,
Everything about his performance is great.
Peter,
Kurtwood Smith
Peter,
as the villain, as the
yeah,
main
Kurtwood
bad guy. He's just
and I think everybody's performance in this movie is really good.
yeah.
Like, there's not one you're kind of like. I think maybe the weakest one, but they keep his lines down. Is probably the police chief.
Yeah.
But
I think he
he
doesn't
doesn't
good
really
at-
have much to do.
I think he does good at what he is, which is just the fucking, police sergeant guy who's like, "Come on, people, we need to
We are
solve
not
these
going
cases."
on strike.
Yeah,
I think, like I said, I think like I said, that's maybe the weakest performance because he just doesn't do much. Or no, so he does have a little assistant that just kind of waves, like nods at people in the locker room when he's getting the dead guy's stuff out of the locker. So, like I said, I think everybody does good in this movie.
yeah.
Now, I know we're not going to get to RoboCop 3. So I know Lewis, she dies in part 3.
What?
She gets shot, and it's like towards the beginning of the movie. Necessarily, and I don't know if that was a studio decision. That was
Probably
her
she
just
probably
writing
didn't
out this
want to.
fucking movie.
She probably didn't want to come back. I was watching a behind the scenes thing of the first movie, and then I was watching a behind the scenes thing of the second movie, and I guess she had kind of like an issue with. I don't know if it's the same director, but I guess.
So the director of part 2 is the guy who directed Empire Strikes Back. Actually,
Yeah, she had an issue with him or something, and I think the experience left a bad taste for RoboCop. With her.
yeah. And, Peter's. God, what is his name? Who does fucking RoboCop again? Peter what? Not Peter.
Peter. We got it.
Peter Weller. Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't want to do the third one. Like I said, I'd have to go into research. But if he didn't want to do the third one for typecasting, I don't know if anything he did anything else. Like, there's nothing in my wheelhouse that I saw like, oh, that's Peter Weller. Next time I fucking saw him was like he did some kind of documentary series on the History Channel. I'm like, it's RoboCop. I'm like 10 o'clock at night watching this shit. I'm like, hey, it's RoboCop. So if it's your one claim to fame is RoboCop, it's not a bad thing. And then Cody's played that Rogue City game, right, Cody?
Yes, I have.
So does that take place after part 2 as an alternate retelling going to 3? Does it lead 2 into 3?
I can't. I don't think it No, it definitely doesn't lead into 3. I think it takes place between 2 and 3, if I remember right. I mean, it's very much its own. I mean, there are like connections to the movies and all that, but like nothing like too overt to really make it like clear that this is, you know what I mean. And it's been like a year since I've played it as well, but I want to say you're right. I think it does take place between 2 and 3.
Did you play the DLC that they had come out with it?
No, I haven't yet. I think it just came out like a month or so ago.
Okay, I didn't know. I was just curious. I hadn't played it. Again, we've talked about like how I suck at these first person games when you're running around. That's why I'm not very good at the Predator game. But so the legacy, they put Peter Weller in as RoboCop in Mortal Kombat 11. He has a fatality where they have Ed 219 show up and blow somebody up, which is pretty cool. You got obviously this game that came out, and they were talking about doing another sequel after the reboot really wasn't successful as they were wanting it to be in 2014. They were trying to do a sequel that was going to just take place after part 1 and have its own thing, kind of like Halloween and Texas Chainsaw done. But again, I haven't heard anything about that in a long fucking time, so I imagine what's not happening. They were going to try to get the original director to come back and do it. So other than that, I think this movie's fucking fantastic. If you want to watch a sci-fi movie that's got humor, gore, some real emotional moments, like the shit when he's trying to figure out if he's Murphy when he goes back to his old house, that shit's really good. And I think it's all around just the source material. They nailed it in such a way that I think anybody can enjoy this movie, in my opinion.
I agree.
So
I agree.
Super happy I watched this as a kid, man. Fucking love RoboCop. Just fucking just awesome. I remember when Owen picked it 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, and I'm like, hell yeah, man! I want to do this fucking movie. This is awesome. So,
RoboCop.
Good job, Owen.
Thank you.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you. Yeah. I think it's safe to say
we're gonna do the reboot your next movie.
I heard that movie sucks. Because
I don't remember it sucking. I don't remember much about it though.
That's what I heard too. Is that it's very forgettable, and that it's PG-13. So like, what's the fucking point? What's the point?
Well, that whole PG-13 thing. I remember people used to like bitch about the Venom movies not being rated R. I'm like, look, if you made that movie rated R, you're gonna lose some of the money you would make off of it.
Yeah. And
you don't have to have the blood and guts in it.
Yeah, that was
really.
during that era where every movie was coming out as fucking PG-13 because like, I don't know, it was like the early 2010s. Like every movie was like PG-13. Like you could not have a rated R movie.
Because they wanted people to come in and see it. And the PG-13 cut of this movie, like, legitimately terrified me as a kid. Like, some of the scenes, it's like, oh shit. So that movie, even PG-13 cut of RoboCop, is still a good cut. And the quote-unquote director's cut or unrated cut, because you guys watch, it's labeled as the director's cut. It's got the same runtime as my Blu-ray copy, which is the unrated cut, which I'm assuming is the same thing. And it's literally like 3 minutes of extended gore shots. Like, nothing changes. Like, 1 or 2 lines of dialogue is changed, but it's because it's delayed how it's like not cut together, so no lines actually change. It's just more gore. So the unrated cut and this PG-13 cut are not really much different. So I don't necessarily think it would have affected RoboCop.
There's a couple of times.
The other one is kind of forgettable because I remember he has a black suit, and at the end of the movie they give him the classic color suit, the gray one. So that's all I remember of the reboot.
He looks slick, man. He need that slick cut.
So Cody, what's going to be your next movie, sir?
Batman and Robin. We're going to.
Hey, we didn't do the recommends.
What?
Yeah, we did.
We didn't do the recommend for this movie. My bad.
Well, I think it's safe to say I recommend it.
Man, fuck this shit. I don't recommend. I changed my mind. No, I'm kidding. I recommend it. 100%. Both. Two thumbs up.
I also recommend it.
Yeah, that's good. It's crazy that Cody, what was the reason why you waited so long to watch this movie? Was it like some people told you to watch it and you were like, no, I'm a hipster. I'm not going to do that? Or
it's one of the,
it just wasn't in your wheelhouse?
It's one of those things that I'm just not into this sort of. I'm not. I've said it a million times on this podcast before, but I'm not a big action movie person, And to me,
Except for
this
Commando.
this came off as like just another '80s over the top action movie, and it just never really appealed to me. And I think the reason I even ended up watching it was either I was interested in playing Rogue City or I had just played it. I can't remember. And I was like, okay, well, I'm going to watch
Oh,
the
okay.
movies for more context. And I ended up loving
That
this movie
that
and RoboCop 2. So,
yeah, I remember that because you said you got the game. Who made the game? Is it the same people that did like Predator and shit, or no?
no, it was their previous game. Maybe it was just the publisher that published that Terminator.
Nah, they developed that game.
Okay, yeah, because they made a Terminator game that like people were like, oh man, this is actually like surprisingly good. Because I think people were kind of blowing it off as like this is just another like quick cash in budget licensed game or whatever. And then when they made RoboCop, like it had more people had more eyes on it. There were more eyes on it in general because the Terminator game was well received. So, but I don't know who the studio is exactly off the top of my head, but I think really all they're known for is the RoboCop game and that Terminator game as of right now.
This has been in like Friday the 13th kicked this thing off. Like you had a movie based off of a game based off of a movie franchise, and then I know Dead by Daylight had um,
Well,
like
I
the
mean
characters
they've
in
made
it.
games based off of movies for forever. I think
Yeah,
it.
but like the ones that put all the detail in it. Like, so you have Kane Hodder come back and he's playing Jason, and then you have later on you have the Predator gang, and they have Arnold come back. You have
Sure,
the
yeah,
Terminator game. So this is the
yeah,
type of thing where it's kind of like we are faithful to this movie property, and we are hoping fans will buy this. You know,
right, yeah. And Rogue City
it's kind of like
definitely
part of that whole era.
Rogue City, the tone and everything. I mean, they nail it. Um, so,
That's
and you
badass.
can look at it like it's the
Well,
actual RoboCop 3 instead of RoboCop 3, which is
yeah,
a giant
but what I do like
turd.
about some of those games, they really don't retcon anything. They try to make everything fit, which is cool.
Yeah,
I don't think
yeah,
there's any like RoboCop 3 fans out there, but it also like you kind of discredit to someone who's working on it because they have a RoboCop live action series that had like 22
yeah.
episodes that came out in the mid 90s. I looked at this on Pluto TV, and they had an animated series, and they had also some made for TV movies that I've never seen before.
Right. Well,
So
you
they
also got to
continue
remember
on
that
the story.
this franchise originated in the time where like movie studios were like, okay, we're gonna make this movie that's clearly meant for adults, but we're also going to make children's toys out of it.
Yeah, like Swamp Thing. Swamp Thing gets his own TV series later on in a fucking cartoon that only has like 5 episodes, but they got like 20 toys based off it somehow. So,
They are like Toxic Avenger,
oh yeah,
which
that
is
too.
like the movie is very very it's not meant for children, and then they ended up making a cartoon I think called Toxic Crusaders, and
Mm.
they kind of like the first episode or two they just go in and like recap what happened in the first movie, but obviously make it more kid friendly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
They don't say
funny how
fuck.
that works.
They don't say fuck anymore.
Did you watch? Did you watch the new Toxic Avenger movie?
No, I haven't. I've only seen the first one.
Gotcha. I was just curious. I'm not like interested in watching it, but people make it out like it's some big thing, and I'm like,
Well, I think it's a big deal because like Toxic Avenger is just like one of those franchises that has a big cult following to it, and they haven't made one probably since the '90s, maybe. So like there being a new one is just like a big deal to those fans, right? Like it's not
oh
really
yeah.
a global phenomenon or anything like that.
No, I got you. That makes sense. All right, so we definitely recommend RoboCop. This episode was kind of all over the place, but it was a fun conversation. Um, so Cody's next movie we're recording will be Batman and Robin. Who killed the
Batman
dinosaurs?
Robin.
The
Batman
Ice Age.
and Robin.
And then
The return of Alfred Pennyworth.
And
Showing
Commissioner
people
Gordon.
the Batcave.
Yeah, Commissioner Gordon walking around in his underwear going, "Who turned on the bat signal?" And then I will be finally, after what feels like a fucking year, and I don't know, it may be close to a year. I don't know when I started doing the Friday the 13th from part 2. I am going to be finishing up the Friday the 13th series. And we will have on Alex from I'll Take 3.
3 what?
There we go. To finish up Jason in all of his glory, and definitely a top 3 movie in the entire franchise, the Friday the 13th.
To swallow up
remake.
Jason in all of his glory.
Yep. So I'll be covering that. And then, Owen, do you have an idea what your next movie is, or nah?
No.
Okay, good. And everyone, we're back, baby. We're back. Anyway, Owen, do you want to close out this episode? Or do you want us to do it?
I mean, I guess I can do it.
Give our Twitter handles and our YouTube. Come on.
Okay, yeah. Thank you for tuning in to another fantastic episode of the Filmosophy Podcast. Be sure to follow us and like us on all this shit, what you're listening to. Our at is at Filmoscopy Pod, right? Or is it at Filmoscopy Podcast?
So, yeah.
Filmoscopy Pod.
Okay, that's our at.
Just Google Filmosophy Podcast.
Yeah.
And you will find us.
We'll come to you.
We have 109 subscribers on YouTube. I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Subscribe to our YouTube. Subscribe to our OnlyFans. And remember, finish him
Off. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
Bye, everybody.